What's going on, everyone? Talon here, and welcome to another Marvel Future Fight video. Alright, so in this one here, we're going to be taking a look at Rogue, and we're going to be throwing her against GBR. So we're going to be trying out Galactus and Master Mold for Rogue here, and yes, I am quite happy with Rogue with this new uniform, so that's why I decided to make this video here and put her against the giant bosses and see how she did. But before we get into that gameplay, we need to take a look at our build here so you can see what Rogue is working with. So for her gears here, we do have the bottom gear to 25, and that was for the extra ignore defense because I did need that. And then we have some skill cooldown Uru and some ignore defense Uru, and then also some physical attack Uru on there as well, just to kind of throw it in. But mainly the skill cooldown and ignore defense is what I needed on her, just get those stats a little bit closer to cap. And actually, no, we have some dodge Uru on her as well. I forgot about that. Dodge Uru, and we have two. Oh yeah, I did put two Odin's Blessings on her. I already forgot about those. Which Odin's Blessings did I put on her? I put the physical attack with crit rate on her because I was lucky and got a few of those. Her type enhancement is still at 0, so I haven't done anything with that. Her skills, I believe I just leveled up all of them just for the heck of it. Her Isolate set, we do have stage 6 right now, which I plan to fully awaken this a little bit later, but that's what we have right now for Overdrive. Her gear here, we do have a CTP of Rage, so I did put my very last CTP of Rage on her, just because she does have that same passive as Captain Marvel, where she increases her buff effects and duration, and that synergizes very, very well with a CTP of Rage. So she's kind of like a mini Captain Marvel with this CTP. Well, mini in terms of the damage, because her damage isn't on the same level as Captain Marvel, but her survivability is a lot better than Captain Marvel. So Rogue is really, really difficult to kill, so that makes her a little more fun for me personally to play with, because then I can just kind of just go in there and just face tank everything and just punch the enemy to death pretty much, which is kind of her playstyle, which is really fun. For her uniform, we only have it at rare right now, so I'm still working on leveling that up. So once I level that up, I'll be able to cap out a few more stats by getting the other uniform bonuses or uniform options. Her details here, as we can see, we have our crit rate up there pretty high, but not close enough to cap that I would like. I kind of want to get that to 70% or better, but we're at 67% right now. Once I get another uniform option, I'll probably put it to crit rate. Her attack speed is at 120, so we're a little bit low there. Her crit damage is 155, so it's also something else I could work on. Her ignore defense and skill cooldown are looking good though, and then her dodge is at 54%. So quite a few stats that I could work on for her. I just need to figure out what kind of Uru and how I want to roll the uniform to kind of fix those stats. But that's what she's looking like for now for the purpose of this video. So now that you have an idea of what my Rogue is looking like, let's go ahead and hop into the gameplay against Galactus and Master Mold and see how she does. Alright, so here we are at Galactus. We've got two random teammates to help us out here. We've got one with a Jean Grey at tier 3, and we've got one that's using two tier 3s, so a Captain Marvel, or no, 3, Captain Marvel, Sharon, and Iron Man, so don't expect too much from that guy. You know my stance on people that use more than one tier 3. Anyway, here we go with Rogue. Rogue's going to just, do what she does best, and that is dish out massive amounts of damage. And this is going to be a very slow clear because these guys actually didn't do much damage at all. So I don't know what was going on there. I didn't really expect the guy with 3 tier 3s to do much damage, but the Jean, either she dies partway through or the Jean is built very defensively and doesn't even have a damage proc or something like that. Because you'll find out later in the video here that this is going to be a full 10-minute clear, so we will get to see how much damage Rogue could actually do just in the full 10 minutes. And the team that we're using here is Magneto's leadership with Coulson as support, and Magneto is actually a really good leadership for Rogue if you have a CTP of Rage on her, because you get some crit rates and dodge. I believe you get both crit rate and dodge with the team up bonus, so it's actually a really, really good team up bonus for a CTP of Rage. Or maybe it was just crit rate and physical or all attack, but I remember it being really good for the CTP of Rage. So either way, he's a pretty good leader or support. What am I looking for? A team up. Yeah, he's a really good team up here for Rogue if you want to kind of fill in some of the stats that you're missing for the CTP of Rage to make it a little bit better. So here we go, and we're getting through the first bit of his health quite quickly, so I'm guessing that Dejin probably dies partway through this or something like that. Yeah, I'm going to skip ahead in a little bit here. We're going to watch like the first 2 minutes, and then we'll watch like the last 2 minutes to kind of get an idea of what Rogue is doing. But yeah, just like Captain Marvel, she pretty much has that CTP of Rage up 24/7. There's only like a second or two of downtime between when the Rage will activate again. So really, really nice. I definitely like the characters that have that increased buff duration kind of built in with their kit, because it works really well with Obelisk in general, not just like the CTP of Rage. What makes the CTP of Rage a really good candidate is the all defense or the ignore defense that you get while attacking. Instead of being 0.9, it goes to like 1.1% or something like that. So it's quite nice. There we go. We skipped ahead now, so we're down to the last 2 minutes. As you can see, 17 bars. Now the Jean is still alive, so I'm not sure what happened here, but neither of them were really doing much damage at all, which we'll find out after the 2 minutes has passed here, and we see how much damage Rogue was actually doing for this clear here. Or not this clear here. We actually failed the clear, but look, you should take a look at how close it was. This is super kind of annoying at the very end here, how close I was to actually clearing this. But anyway, where was I going before I went off on that trail of thought? Is that Rogue is a really good candidate for just CTPs in general, because she amplifies their stats. So for the Rage's case, she gets the amplification on the ignoring the boss's defense while she's attacking, and then for like CTP of Energy, it increases like the chain hit effect. It also increases, of course, the potency of the damage proc as well, because a 200% proc is not going to be a 200% proc for Rogue. It's going to be like a 240 or something. I never paid attention. Was she have like a 20 or 30% buff increase? So probably something like that, like a 240% proc. Oh, we need to get away from that. Don't want to get hit by those blue orbs. Those things will wreck your day. So yeah, Rogue looking really good. I did try her out actually a little bit with the original Obelisk that I had on her. Originally, I had a guard break immunity 140 damage proc on her before, you know, her uniform here, and her damage was quite bad. Like, she couldn't even do like 20% of the damage to Galactus. So I'm not sure if it was just because the Obelisk wasn't very good on her, if a 140 proc was just too low, but her damage was actually surprisingly bad in GBR, I should say, with a regular damage proc. And I'm not sure why that is, because I don't think the all defense down on her fit skill is really what makes her hit that hard for World Boss Ultimate, but maybe it is. So anyway, the CTP of Rage kind of brings out her potential, because yeah, that's kind of like having all defense down on bosses that don't let you put all defense on them. Look at how close that was. That's like a 10% of his health bar there, 5% of the last health bar. But anyway, we did 45 million damage in the full 10 minutes, so that's about like 60% or so of his health. So yeah, Rogue more than capable of doing enough damage to carry her weight against Galactus if you have a CTP of Rage. With a CTP of Energy, I assume she would do really well as well, but of course not quite to the same standard as the CTP of Rage, just because of her tier 2 passive really being a very solid buff for the CTP of Rage. So here we are jumping into Master Mold. I already missed what my teammates were, but I think we had Sharon that was kind of buffed up quite a bit, and then we've got that Deadpool in there. Should have paid attention, but I was busy talking right there, and I missed it. So anyway, Rogue is going to make short work out of Master Mold here. As you can see, we do have the type advantage, so I just decided to kind of record the video here. I was just like, oh, we have a Blast Master Mold, so let's go ahead and record Rogue and get a comparison of Master Mold versus Galactus for her, and she just kind of wrecks him. So yeah, Rogue is amazing with this uniform. I really like Rogue in this new uniform. It's super nice. Her survivability is amazing. She's got the heal on the second skill. She's got the all defense down on the fifth skill, and it just hits really hard. She gets super armor on the fifth skill, so you don't have to worry very much about getting guard broken, which is awesome, because that super armor will stay up pretty much the entire time, because it lasts long enough for you to get back to the fifth skill after the rotation. I believe it's like 10 or 12 seconds you get it for, or no, it's 14 seconds. I think I just saw it just pop up there after I used the 5th skill because of her increased buff duration. So yeah, so it's like 14 seconds and it's on a 9-second or 8.5-second cooldown. So yeah, it's going to be up the entire time. So Rogue is really fun to play. So I'm quite happy I gave her this CTP of Rage. Depending on who, yeah, so you can see we're in first place by quite a bit there. Depending on who the next tier 3 character is, I may or may not take the CTP of Rage off of her and give it to maybe someone a little bit stronger. But for now, I'm going to keep the CTP of Rage on Rogue. If I do take it off of her, I'm pretty sure I'm just going to replace it with a CTP of Energy because I really like Rogue, so I definitely want to keep her at a high level so I can just use her in Warboss Ultimate and GBR as kind of like a regular kind of clear, just because I've always liked Rogue in general, just the character, not necessarily that she's really strong in here. I've just always liked Rogue as one of the original kind of X-Men from the cartoon when I was growing up. It was just a really good time. So anyway, what do we got? 7.5 minutes here, 20 bars left, so it's taking a little longer than I thought. I thought we cleared this quite quickly. Well, we're only 2.5 minutes in, I'm not saying quite quickly. We are doing a pretty good time here, so come on, Rogue. Let's get this done here. I've already said what I need to say about you, that you're an amazing character and this uniform is awesome, that you work well with pretty much any CTP, but the CTP of Rage just is kind of nuts on you. Makes you like a mini Captain Marvel, which is awesome, except with amazing survivability, so yes. Almost there. Oh, he's trying to get away there. He's scared of Rogue. Too much power. He's trying to fly out of here. I don't think so, buddy. Here we go. And this should be enough to finish him off. Use the 3rd skill, and boom. There it is. Alright, so that was, what, 3 minutes and 18 seconds or something like that? We did 61% of the damage. Yeah, 3 minutes, 18 seconds. Did almost 40 million damage, so she can full clear Master Mold very easily with a CTP of Rage. Like I said, a CTP of Energy probably be the next best option for her just because of how her passive works. So it'll amplify the chain hit damage and also amplify the proc. But of course, you can always go with a defensive Rogue if you want to, or you can just do a regular damage proc Obelisk, because either way, she's still going to enhance the proc on just a regular Obelisk as well. But anyway, that's going to be Rogue here. Very strong for both GBR, Galactus, and Master Mold. So a good candidate if you want to build her up and get the uniform, which I highly recommend the uniform. It makes Rogue amazing. But that's going to be it for this video here. I hope you guys enjoyed, and of course I will catch you in the next one.